Namaskar, 6 March 2019. Let's start with the Hindu editorial. India must not underestimate the impact of US withdrawal of trade privileges. The US has ultimately acted on its threat to withdraw concessions granted to Indian imports under the generalized system of preferences, with President Trump indicating as much as in a letter to the House of Representatives and Senate. Washington became the first to pull the trigger in long trade standoff between the two countries. India-US trade tensions escalated the last year when the US took two consecutive decisions to increase import tariffs on steel and aluminium and place India's eligibility for GSP benefits under review. Shortly after, India said it would impose retaliatory tariffs on imports from the US and even notified the list of items on which this would apply. Meanwhile, the US stood fast on not exempting India's from its tariff hikes, with Mr. Trump complaining about India's high import tariffs several times. The GSP review, however, stressed on, with the two countries holding frequent talks to address the concern. India, for its part, postponed the deadline for the imposition of the retaliatory tariffs 6 times. The latest deadline is on April 1. Washington's decision to review India's GSP status stemmed from complaints from American medical and dairy industries, both of which said India was not providing equitable and reasonable access to its market. India has said it had tried harder to cater to most of the US demands and reach an understanding, but key points of difference, especially regarding India's cultural concerns to do with dairy products, could not be accommodated. Given this, and the fact that the US has been expressing discontent over India's policies to do with data localization and FDI rules in e-commerce, the decision to withdraw the GSP status should not come as a surprise. The question is, how will New Delhi react? Coming to the next column, following the US announcement, the Commerce Ministry was quick to downplay the impact, saying the GSP benefits amounted to only 190 million, while India's total exports under GSP to the US stood around at 5.6 billion. Indian officials have stressed that talk on the issue would still continue during the 60-day period after which the GSP decision would come into effect. The other option the government can exercise is to impose retaliatory tariffs on US goods. The government's efforts to downplay the impact of the withdrawal of GSP status and express readiness for more talks, however, suggests it is not keen to take decisively strong stance. It bears emphasis that while the actual amount at stake are relatively small, with even India's proposed tariffs on the US amounting to just 900 million, the impact on social industries in the country could nevertheless be significant. Export bodies have already said that such industries would lose their market share in the US without fiscal support to help them maintain their edge. In its absence, orders made for India could go to other GSP countries, signs of which are already evident. Thank you all for listening this the Hindu editorial. This is made for the students for government or any other competition exams. Those are looking it for the knowledge and the vocabulary purpose. You can subscribe the channel for more video on this. Thank you for watching.